WrestleMania 39 is here, ladies and gentlemen. This is WrestleMania weekend, and this is a WrestleMania edition of The Juicy Bits. But before we dive in, make sure you are subscribed with all notifications on, because you don't want to miss out on all of the happenings from WrestleMania weekend. With that being said, let's go! John Cena lost to a cheating Austin Theory. It was the biggest upset right out the gates. WrestleMania weekend, it starts. It's the biggest show of the shows that we've been waiting for. This is the first match. It's all warm and fuzzy at start. John Cena with the Make-A-Wish kids. It's a beautiful sight to see. He's done more Make-A-Wishes than anybody. He goes down this super long ramp. I mean, the ramp is so long. I think John Cena was freaking tired before he even got to the ring. He was freaking just not his usual John Cena self in the match, because it looked like Theory was just dominating him. I mean, I don't even think Theory really needed to cheat to win, because he probably could have just really won fair and square. That's how bad John Cena was wrestling. Seriously, John Cena looked like he was huffed and puffed and blew his house down, and he had no air left. He just wasn't the John Cena that we're all used to seeing. He just looked like hustle was taken out of his mantra now. I just don't know what was going on there. But Theory decided anyways, just to make sure he could win. He started biting him like he was a freaking ham and cheese sandwich or something. He's biting his ears, biting his hands, all this stuff. And John Cena, okay, he did manage to get a couple moves in here and there, to the point where he did his FTO and looked like he was going to actually manage to get Theory to tap out. Which, hey, guess what? He did tap out. The only problem with that is the ref got knocked out earlier, so the ref didn't see it. So John Cena's celebrating, thinking he won with his freaking half unhustling effort. And then he's like, yay, I won. And then he realizes that, yeah, he didn't, because the ref wasn't nowhere to be seen to see his freaking, probably took his very last efforts, his last bit of energy move. So after that, well, the ref again is over there. John Cena is attempting to wake him up from his freaking dreams that he's having. And just to make sure that, again, Theory gets the win, he decides to cheat further. And he hits Cena where the sun don't shine, where you probably don't want the sun to shine. Long story short, Cena drops, and he basically ends up, I guess, with tiny balls smaller than Miz. Because he was in pain, he drops, and then the ref magically just suddenly wakes up from his little nap and counts Theory the win, and that's how Theory won. Basically, that's how Theory wins. The Street Profits won their match, and let me tell you guys, this fatal four-way tag team match was freaking definitely fitting of the term showcase, because they were hitting some high spots. Everybody was flying, doing things that they ain't never done before. When have you ever seen Braun Strowman go to the top rope and do a freaking frog splash? It was crazy, dude. And if you were on the ground looking and seeing that coming at you, yo, I would have just freaking passed out right then and there. And then Gable was like freaking suplexing Braun. I mean, Ricochet is always spectacular, so I mean, the fact that he just did like a flip somersault thing out of the ring and tackling everyone to the ground, it is what it is. Just another day for Ricochet. But I mean, everybody was pulling out all the stops, man. They did this one thing where they were in the corner, and like all of them made this big gigantic pyramid type thing, and then like it was like Otis and freaking one of the Viking rings, Eric, I think it was, and they freaking just like lifted like a pyramid. A bunch of them was piled up on the top, and then Ricochet jumped from the top and freaking knocked this big ass pyramid over with them. Like, it was just crazy, dude. It was, you have to see it to really appreciate it. I can't really put it into words exactly how spectacular this spot was, but it was freaking incredible. The crowd was eating it up like a bag of potato chips. I mean, this was a fun second match to the show of shows. I am already super excited about this whole freaking WrestleMania weekend. I was already excited. I mean, hey, look, I love WWE, but I'm telling you, this might go down in history as their best WrestleMania ever. Holy crap. Just when you thought that it couldn't get any freaking more incredible. Oh my gosh. Seth Rollins and Logan Paul had an awesome match. This might be the match of the night. I don't know, dude. Everyone is just pulling out all the stops. I mean, Logan came in on a zip line, dude, hanging zip line, one arm, zip lining across the freaking, like, the whole arena, man, to the entrance ramp, man. He's flying down the thing like we ain't seen nothing like that since like Shawn Michaels, I think, like 30 years ago or something. I don't know. But he came down on the zip line. Dude, it was so cool. He had a dancing Prime bottle with him, which I'm going to tell you something later. But just for now, just know that I had a prediction about something, and I'm going to tell you later. I don't want to ruin it yet. But long story short, it was incredible. It was a super awesome match. So many high spots. I mean, Logan jumped from the ground, standing like on the ring. Like, he's in the ring. He's flat on the ring. He jumps up to the top rope. He didn't climb to the top rope like everyone else. He jumped up. He sprung, like, jumped. Vertical, jumped from there to the top rope, and then somersault backflipped and like just landed or attempted to land on Seth. Seth moved out of the way. But I mean, there were so many cool spots like that. Like, I mean, he did a one punch again with Seth. You know how he does the one punch and freaking knocked Seth cold. Like, Seth was, I just watched the match right now. So you guys, I'm like just overwhelmed with the awesomeness of this match. I can barely speak and believe how incredible this match was. It was so good. I mean, it's one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time. It was so freaking good. That's how good it was. So anyways, it's just like Logan's meant for this. You know, he is so good. By now, if you don't believe Logan about his ability to be like a super top-notch substar, if you're not buying into it, you're a fool, because he's the real deal. He's real as it gets. He freaking did his freaking frog splash thing again from the top rope onto the table, the announce table. But there was a twist, and this is what I was talking about earlier. So that drink bottle, first of all, interfered with the match, pulled Logan out of the ring, right? So he pulls Logan out of harm's way, and then it is revealed it is KSI. Dude, that was my theory moving forward from the very beginning, and that's why I didn't want to say it earlier, but I thought it was going to be KSI, and sure enough, it was KSI. KSI is the dancing drink bottle. And then, so Logan goes to do his frog splash from the top rope like he did last time onto the announce table, that big distance, and Seth is on the table, and Logan jumps. KSI's got the freaking camera this time too, getting the video of it happening and stuff. Like, this is just so cool, right? It's just so cool to see. And then Seth is laying there. Logan jumps over there to do the frog splash, and Seth manages to, in the nick of time, freaking move and pull KSI onto the table instead. And Logan takes out KSI, dude. Who was so, oh my gosh, like a huge spot. By the way, at the end of the match, they still showed KSI laying there like he was just out for the count. Still, they showed it. It was funny. But anyways, so during the match, so after that, they're in the ring, and Logan then goes to jump from one corner of the ring to the other corner of the ring, and he executes it, but Seth was ready for him, punched him, hit him in the nose, and then Logan goes down, and Seth stomps his way to victory. I mean, there were so many times, though, you thought that Logan was going to get the W. I mean, in fact, there was one point where it definitely looked like there was no way Seth was going to get up in time, and he did. There was so many points, like, there was just so many high points, so many incredible, like, it was an awesome match, guys. Like, If there was one match that I say go watch immediately, it would be this one. It was Becky, Lita, Trish going up against Damage Control, and it was a fantastic match at WrestleMania 39, the show of shows, guys. I was super excited. Let me tell you, the really best part was seeing some of our favorite legends out there still doing what they do. And let me tell you, Lita and Trish still got it. Trish threw a Stratisfaction, freaking Lita doing moonsaults, and all these things. Like, it was great to see them still having that ability to come out and bring it. And I tell you guys, that is how they got the W, because they brought it. They brought all the tricks. Lita even had a new move. Like, she's still innovating, dude. She's still coming up with new tricks. Like, I love it. This is what you call real, true wrestlers that are passionate to what they do. And just because you're getting a little older doesn't mean that you can't still get out there and freaking put on a show. And they did that indeed. I love it. Like they say, age is just a number. And they proved it tonight. They really did. So shout out to Lita and Trish and, you know, Becky as well. But in particular, I just want to shout out Lita and Trish because they're the trailblazers. They're the originals, the OGs. They're the ones who are responsible for women's wrestling being where it is today. They're at the forefront of it all. So, you know, if it wasn't for them, who knows if wrestling would even be where it is today for women. So shout out to them. They're my girls. Shout out to Becky the man as well. I'm glad they got the W. Damage Control, sorry, but yeah, maybe next time. Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio, the match that we all have been waiting for. It went down at WrestleMania 39, boys and girls. And let me tell you something, it did not disappoint. One question I have, though, is when did Dom get arrested, though, and end up in prison again? Because he came in a corrections truck with about 8,000 policemen. He was in handcuffs. It was really cool. I liked the fact that, you know, his entrance looked hard. Like, he looked hardcore, you know? But, yeah, I guess they were just playing off of the incident. But still, it kind of, like, made the story seem, like, unbelievable. Imagine that. Kayfabe in wrestling. What? Anyways, it's interesting, though. I love the entrance. And then, not to be outdone by his son, Rey came out with Snoop Dogg in the freaking lowrider. Freaking, they were just doing that old school kind of Eddie Guerrero type vibe. And speaking of Eddie Guerrero, even Lie, Cheat, Steal, his music came on. And it was really cool. It was just such a great homage to Eddie Guerrero. You know, I like that they showed him some love like that. And then Rey comes out, gets out the car, and then his music hits. You know, it was just a good moment. He's now a Hall of Famer. Hearing them say Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio for the first time, another high point. Super cool. I mean, this match didn't disappoint. All the highs that you would expect from these two, especially since Rey obviously has done a lot of work with his son Dom to really teach him the luchador ways. Now, one of the cool, interesting points is that when Dom came down, he had a mask on, a luchador mask, a lucha mask, you know, and that was so disrespectful right off the start, because you gotta earn that. You can't just put one on and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna put it on. Like, that's, you know, you gotta earn that and then be given it, you know, by, in his case, his dad would be the one, I'm sure, to give him the lucha mask. Just disrespectful. But it was a great high-flying match. Freaking 619s all over the place. Seeing Dom hit a 619 on his dad, Rey, who invented the 619, is just mental. It's like, what is going on in the world? And I tell you one thing, they really played the story really well, because they even got the rest of the family involved. They had, you know, his mom in the audience again, his sister in the audience again, talking about Dom's mom, Dom's sister, Rey's wife, Rey's daughter. You know, Dom goes over there and throws drink into his sister's face. Rey comes over, is like, yo, you know, obviously trying to, like, you know, come to the aid to his family there. Well, they're all family, but to his daughter. And then Dom freaking unknowingly, you know, he didn't know it was coming, you know, he gets laid out by Rey, which is good. Fantastic. They had this one spot where Dom's mom even smacked the hell out of him. Like, you know, his mom, Angie, just smacked the freaking living breath. I thought she would have smacked the evil out of him. She would have smacked the disrespect out of him. It was just such a crazy, just like boom, 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 just huge moment. I also like when Ray took his belt off and started whipping Dom with the belt. He's got him in the corner of the ring, took his belt off and whipping him. Is like, that's what he deserves. That's what they should have been whipping. He needed to get his butt whipping from day one, because, you know, man, that's just wrong to disrespect your dad like he's been doing. All things, though, you know, I think that happened. One of the things that happened, and I think that's where things really took a turn, was when you start getting other people running interference. You know, when you get Finn Balor and Damian, of course, coming out. The Judgment Day is going to come out. You already know. He's part of the crew. They're going to look after one of their own. But luckily, the LWO, that's right, the Latino World Order, which if you didn't watch yesterday on SmackDown, they're, you know, a thing now, thanks to Ray. So good planning, future planning. That's good. Came to his rescue. And when you thought that looks like Dom might actually get a win, cheating, taking a chain, getting ready to chain his dad with the chain, Bad Bunny, yes, Bad Bunny was there. He's at the announce table, and he freaking came, took the chain, and that allowed Ray to 619 him and then frog splash his way to victory. It was great. It was a great match. There was a lot of high points and stuff like that, but pretty much that was the gist of it right there. It was really good stuff. I really enjoyed. I mean, look, guys, at this point in time, like I said, every match has just been bringing it. So everyone has just stepped their game up even more so than usual, which, you know, in WWE, everyone tends to do that. They bring it as much as possible. They have to. They're operating at the highest level. We're talking about the premier wrestling company in the world. It's the biggest promotion, man. So, you know, everyone has to represent, especially at WrestleMania, knowing the legacy, the all the big moments and the huge stars and everyone who has, you know, come and performed at WrestleMania. You can't let your guard down. You have to bring it.
That's what she said.
WrestleMania 39 has not disappointed whatsoever, because Rhea Ripley has defeated Charlotte Flair and become the new SmackDown Women's Champion. I predicted this in my predictions, and I know that every single person around the globe is rejoicing right now that Charlotte's freaking reign of terror of 14, 15, 16 world championships, ever she has now, well, it's taking a little hiatus, which is good. Rhea deserved this. Rhea's had a fantastic year, and she's been putting in the work. And when you put in the work, you get rewarded. And she definitely put in the work. This was a great match. Again, I don't know how to distinguish between which was, like, if you had to choose one as match of the night, I don't know how you would choose, because again, everyone pulled out all the stops. Rhea and Charlotte took it to the edge. They really did. They took it to the edge. And I mean, it was a really just non-stop, like, just high level, intense match. Like, probably the best match I've ever seen them do together. Like, any matter of fact, I'm gonna say this is the best. This might be one of the best women's matches I've ever seen at WrestleMania, period. I'm gonna go as far as to say that it's gonna go down in the history making books as one of the greatest matches. They really put on a fantastic show. There was one time where Rhea did this, like, she freaking did this, like, suplex kind of move, like, you know, bent over and had Charlotte and flipped Charlotte, did like a 360 and ended up landing on her face, man. Like, it was like, what? Like, there was spots like that going on, man, where they were just totally taken it next level. And this was an iconic match, by the way. It was history making. It was the first time that there was a ring announcer, the ref, which I think it was Jessica in there, and then the wrestlers that were all women. So history in the making. Like, there was just so many high points, so many cool things that absolutely made this a fantastic, well-earned victory for Rhea. And Charlotte at the end, one thing I really love as well is she seemed to be really happy about it. Like, genuinely happy for Rhea to be able to have her moment like that. You know, she was touching her heart like this at one stage, and she had the biggest smile, and she started clapping even. And I think that was genuine emotion, you know. And it's cool because she's supposed to be kind of a face right now. So, you know, a face who recognizes hard work and stuff, regardless of how big Charlotte's ego is going to show a bit of love and respect, and knowing that, you know, this is a special moment. And you especially, look, if you're a women wrestler, you know, it's a whole another level of what you have to go through to get that moment in the limelight, to get the true respect and recognition you deserve. You have to do twice as much work, it feels, you know, like it just seems to be that way. But I'm glad to see things are changing, you know. I'm glad to see that WWE and some other promotions are really starting to, you know, freaking give us women some love, damn it. So I love it. Fantastic, good stuff, great match. Like I said, probably argument maybe the greatest women's match of all time in WrestleMania. Like, it was really good. Well, once again, The Miz finds himself in a little bit of trouble because The Miz decided to do an open challenge, or at least say he did. And it seems that that might not have been the case. Maybe he didn't really do it, but he said it to sound cool, just so he could say that everyone was scared of him. But in reality, no one was really scared of him, especially one said, Pat McAfee, which, oh my gosh, he surprised everyone. I was like, why isn't Pat on the announce table? Like, what's going on? And everyone was really wondering this question. And then we found out why he wasn't at the table. Because that would have just been kind of, hey, you know, it's fun, it's cool, but it's not as cool as being in the ring, right? So he walks down the ring. People are excited. It's Pat. He's back. Wow. And if you guys have never watched Pat McAfee wrestle, the guy is good. The guy is really good. He's talented. He's a freaking former NFL, you know, level pro athlete. He's got skills. He's got the ability. So he walks down the ring. He says, hey, Miz, I happen to have my wrestling gear on. I'm taking you up on your challenge. And then, of course, Miz does what he always does, and he's like, oh, no, I can't. I don't have my gear or whatever. And then Pat's like, tiny balls. Tiny ball chant start. And then there's this whole, oh, well, you know, there's no one here that can make it official. We can't just do this. And, of course, Snoop Dogg goes, well, look, I'm the dog father. And I think, as, you know, since I'm here as the, you know, host of the show, I can make it official. So Snoop makes the match official. They go to town. Matt's doing flips and stuff. And one of the cool things that was really unexpected was they had kind of, what's his name even? George Kittle, that's his name. George Kittle, NFL player from the 49ers. He ended up coming out of the audience and clotheslining Miz because the Miz decided to push him. He's in the audience, just minding his own business, enjoying the show. Miz pushes him. He comes out, clotheslines him, then throws him in the ring. Oh, wait, before he throws him in the ring, Pat climbs up to the top rope, freaking does a flip out of the ring onto Miz. Like crazy stuff. Then Miz is thrown in the ring, and he gets basically punted like he's a football. Pat McAfee punted his way to victory. It was great. Another fantastic, just little cool, fun moment at WrestleMania 39. And Pat McAfee never disappoints. The Miz, you know, he's a very entertaining and fun guy, so, you know, he did his part. But at the end of the day, Pat McAfee got the W. And that's what the history books are going to say. What else are we going to say, though? WrestleMania 39, the main event, the one that we have been talking about. You see what I did there? The one? The Usos against Sami Zayn and KO, Kevin Owens. They came out to a bit of fanfare, the Usos. Little Uzi Vert. Once you saw little Uzi Vert there, you knew they were already going to take an L. But seriously, that was a bit of a surprise that they had little Uzi Vert there. And what was not surprising, though, was the level of just wrestling in this event. I mean, they did so many high spots, so many high flying spots. One of the coolest things was when Jay and Jimmy took KO. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. They threw KO from one announce table, the Spanish announce table, over to the Spanish table. They was on one of the announce tables, and they threw it over to the other, threw KO through the other announce table. Like, it was a distance, man. Like, they threw him. He went through the table. It was nuts, dude. That was so crazy. There was so many amazing spots. So many points where, you know, you thought that the Usos were going to get the W, or you thought that KO and Sami were going to get the W. And it was everything that you know, expected it to be. After KO got thrown through that table, Sami was all alone. He had no support there. And so the Usos did a 1D, dude. They did their 1D, and no one's kicks out of their 1D. Sami somehow managed to find the strength to kick out of the 1D, bro. And that's when you knew the tides were turning, because he managed to kick out of that. And I mean, look, high spot. Just so many of them. So many amazing moves. So many amazing, just pulling all the stops out. Everyone using their best moves. There was one point where, so Sami did a haluva kick onto Jay in the corner. And then, at the same time, so he did one of them, then he did another one, and Jimmy was trying to come in the ring, and then Jimmy freaking got a stunner by KO. He did a stunner on him the same time the haluva kick's going on. Anyways, Sami ended up doing 3 haluva kicks in a row. Don't let that distract you from the fact that he did 3. I was going to say the line from Fast and Furious that Hector did 3. There's 3 spoon blah blah blahs, but then I realized I didn't know all the words to it, so I was like, forget it, because I'll just butcher it. But he did 3 haluva kicks in a row. And that, my friends, was where the story of undefeated Usos came to an end. 3 haluva kicks later, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens became your new undisputed tag team champions, defeating the longest reigning tag team champions, the Usos. Freaking hell, man. This was fantastic. This was incredible. This was absolutely fast-paced, intense, amazing, brilliant, and yet I can't even say confidently whether or not this was the match of the night, because like I said, every single match delivered. Every single match was just phenomenal. Everyone brought their A game plus, like A plus game. They really did. And I got to tell you, the crowd erupted when Sami got this W, though. They were so excited. Obviously, people have been rooting for Sami all the way through this. We've been wanting Sami to get the love he deserves. He didn't win, against Roman for the big, Universal Undisputed WWE Champion. He didn't win that, but he finally won this. And this is the first time that KO and Sami have ever won tag team champions like that together. So it was history making. It was cool. It was good to see. Long overdue for them to get some freaking gold, and the fact that they could do it together. Two guys who started out as best friends in this industry a very long time ago. These two Canadian dudes found their ways back to each other, found their way back to being brothers, found their way to victory at the show of shows, WrestleMania 39, to become the new champions. Freaking beautiful story. Hollywood might have written something like this. Oh wait, maybe that's why this is in Hollywood all happening. Oh, okay, I get it, yeah. Anyways, this was a fantastic way to end WrestleMania 39. I can't wait till tomorrow. It's really annoying. Today I've been playing catch up all day because I could not sleep last night. So I've been operating on no sleep. All these videos you see me pump out today have been done on no sleep. And, so taking that into account, I think I did okay, But give me a like just for the effort. You didn't even have to like the video. I don't care. Just for the effort, just give me a like for the effort. Subscribe, all notifications on. Tomorrow, it's going to be the finale. I'm expecting some more surprises. I'm expecting tomorrow is going to be the moment where we find out whether or not that some of the rumors we've been hearing are going to come true or not. And most importantly, will we have a new undisputed tag team champion? What am I talking about? See, this is where the lack of sleep comes in. Will we have a new undisputed WWE heavyweight universal champion of the world? Freaking, the name is long. I'm confused. I'm tired. But you know what I'm talking about. Will we have a new champion? Will Roman Reigns go down? Or will we see him live to conquer another day? I don't know. Only time will tell. But I predicted that Cody gets the W, and I'm praying that it does happen because it would be a great end to an already fantastic WrestleMania. So tomorrow I'll be letting you guys know the whole lowdown again. Keep it locked and loaded. I haven't decided yet if I don't think I'll go live. It's just, I was live streaming these shows and stuff for a while there. Just doing the whole live stream, live reaction, watch along. And they're just sometimes a bit, long. And sometimes, like, if you have to go to the toilet and do things, it can be disrupting. And it's just, you don't want to miss out on anything, and I don't know. It's one of those things. So, anywho, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Keep it locked and loaded. And as always, remember to only fool is keep it off tap. See you tomorrow. I'm falling. Tell me why.